First thing we need to trim this thing up and get it up on the kickstand. So we'll trim up the engine. Now once we get it to this spot right here, now that we got these, we can go and wipe these off now. It's very important to keep this part right here completely level with this. So you're going to want to put it like that and keep your hand here to push pressure down so that way you keep it flush. And then you want a long breaker bar. The longer the bar, the more leverage you get, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be. And you keep it this completely straight with this cap. So this cap is at this angle, so we want to keep the whole wrench at that same angle. Once we get these caps free, they're spinning nice. You do not want to take these just directly off. You want to wait because there can be pressure behind here, but the same thing is going to go for this tilt ram. We're going to go ahead and take that off, and then we'll work on getting this circlip off and get this pin out so we can get this actual tilt out with the engine being here. Now I like to get in here to where I can put my leg into it and get that leverage from my leg, and that usually breaks it free. Now that we got all of them free, everything's going to be pressurized still in this. So what we're going to need to do is we basically want to get these caps spin back to where they will let fluid out. There's going to be a lot of fluid, so you can take the cap and you can wiggle it. As you unscrew it, you'll wiggle, unscrew until eventually you've got fluid dripping out into your pan, right like that. So I just went back and forth until it started to dribble out, and then we're going to do that for pretty much all of them because we don't want any kind of pressure inside this system. Will, you know, it's going to blow the caps off and it's going to spray fluid everywhere. So get it to where the caps are just wiggling, and there you go. We get all the fluid to drip out. It's going to be the same thing as for our tilt one. So these caps are off, you know. I can take them off, but we need to be able to get the rams out. And since there's pressure, you're not going to be able to really pull these out. So what we're going to do is we're going to screw back, you know, 3 or 4 threads. We're not going to tighten them up. We're just going to screw them back to get 3 or 4 threads on there. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the trim button to send these things out. There we go. And then we'll be able to loosen our caps and do the same thing we did the first.